How y'all doing? This is Preacher Man R&B, and this is another Arrow Reviews Thursdays. This week was Season 1, Episode 13. What happened on this week's episode in the flashbacks, we meet Slade Wilson, finally. And Slade Wilson is Deathstroke, and we're going to find more about his character in the end of the other half of this season and to Season 2, where he becomes a better character. But, Slade Wilson... Oliver follows the coordinates on the map and takes them to Slade Wilson. And Slade Wilson's going to start training them, that way they can get off the island. And at first, Slade don't trust Oliver, so he ties him up. And Oliver dislocates his shoulder to get up out of the tie. And Slade offers to train them, that way neither one of them would get killed. And that's what happens in the flashbacks. Now, in present day, there's this guy that got out of prison because there wasn't enough evidence on him, and Laurel's the one to put him in prison. And she finds out that he's out, so she calls Arrow, and she gets a meeting with Arrow, but what she don't know is Quentin Lance, her father, has a bug in the phone, so he knows where the meet's going to be at, and when the Arrow's meeting with Laurel, the cops show up, and Oliver has to put Laurel in front of him, that way the cops won't shoot him. And he escapes, and Quentin goes after him. So Oliver has to knock Quentin out. Now, when this happens, Laurel gets mad at Quentin and don't want to have nothing to do with him because Quentin used her as bait. But Quentin told her not to be messing with the Arrow in the first place, and they just get in an argument throughout the episode. And what happens is Oliver meets with Detective Lance after Laurel gets kidnapped, and the guy has one of Oliver's arrows, the recording arrow, and he tells Quentin that he wants the arrow or Laurel will die. So Quentin and Oliver meet up on the rooftop, and Oliver asked Quentin for his help. And they go after this guy. And Oliver takes down all his guards, and this guy made a certain amount of guards, that way Oliver would use all those arrows when he was done. So when Oliver gets in the house, he gets held up by a guy with a gun, and he goes for his arrows, and he's all out of arrows. So the guy's telling him how he's going to take Arrow out because Arrow's the big dog in the yard, and he wants to take Arrow out to show that he's the alpha of the criminal underworld. Anyway, Quentin comes in and shoots the guy that's holding up Arrow, and Quentin's going to shoot this guy that kidnapped Laurel, and Arrow stops him and tells him that he's the cop. And then Quentin says that don't mean he has to read the guy his rights, and he knocks the guy out and cuffs him. And at the end of the episode, Oliver tells Laurel that he can't meet with her no more because it's too dangerous for her. And Oliver leaves, and that's all what happened in the episode. So my question for y'all is, what do you think's going to happen between Slade Wilson and Oliver in the later part of the season and into Season 2? As always, Preacher Man R&B signing out. Guys, Jesus is awesome. See y'all next time.